Okay, step two, I am free will. And this is a powerful step. And the reason it is because free will is what separates us all from each other. In fact, it actually creates the ego because free will was created so that we could actually not be robotics, okay? Just like, you want to be able to do what you can do. You want to be able to be given that gift of decision. And so we were granted free will. And it's a really interesting place to be because let's face it, we've all made those mistakes and we've all known that possibly there was a better answer or possibly a better solution or a course of action. But we went ahead and did what we did because we all have this free will. Now, the thing here to realize is that all of this has to do with one thing, and it's called desire. Desire is the number one step in the action cycle. Okay, we don't do anything unless we have our desire to do it, period. But how do you realize when something is good or bad? Okay, well, if it's an unselfish good for all, then I would equate that to your higher self. That means that if you're doing something and it's good for everybody involved, that means if you're speaking to somebody or selling somebody something and everybody's going to benefit because it's a win-win, as Stephen Covey would say, then it's for your higher self, and that's one way that you can kind of determine whether or not you're living from your heart and your higher self, or if you're living in your ego. And all this boils down to is you represent the expression of God. You're doing things in such a way that is going to benefit not only yourself but also the other people that are involved in that action. So that's something that I really want to focus on, because you're going to be making things happen in your lives, and you're going to be the one that is going to benefit from those. And you will benefit either positively, or you could benefit negatively. And a lot of us know that as karma. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list, okay? Make a list in writing, like create a journal. I've got a ton of journals in storage that I have had over the years, and one of the people that got me into that was Tony Robbins. He said, if your life is worth living, then it's worth capturing. And I think also too, he taught me a lot of great things about just capturing the moment, because I don't know how many times I've woken up or had a great thought and I thought, wow, that's so great. There's no way I'll forget that one, right? And the next thing you know, you go to remember that thought and it's like you've forgotten. So make it a habit of yours to carry a journal with you at all times. I do it. And I'm always amazed at how when I write things down, it seems like it's almost like you're writing into the Akashic records, or you're writing into the heavens. It's you're writing out your destiny, because when you start to really take and focus on those desires, and you write them down, something magical happens. It's almost like a letter to the universe, and you start to create those things, but you put it in ink. You've made it permanent, okay, so to speak. So really make a list, put it down in a journal, and make sure that it's a hardbound journal. Don't write it down on a piece of paper, because you're going to lose that piece of paper. Make it something that you're actually going to keep for yourself. And remember, always tune in first to your higher self before you start making a list, because I'll be the first one to tell you this. Okay, I know a lot of people out there, when they think of manifestation, they're thinking, I want to manifest money. I need to pay some bills. And I promise you this, I've done really well in my life. I've made, millions of dollars, literally. And I'll tell you one thing, it's not going to change anything, because who you are is just going to be accentuated. It's going to become bigger. And so if you're a bad person, you're going to get worse. If you're a good person, you're going to get better. So really tune into your higher self to figure out, maybe sometimes money is not what's going to do it for you. Maybe you need to learn something. Maybe you need to become more humble and more full of humility to be able to do things. Because, when you read people like Jim Rohn and Norman Vincent Peale, all these people say that money is not there for you, or Wallace Wattles. Money is not there for you if you don't know how to use money. And that comes from a place of gratitude. Gratitude is all about, being grateful for what you have in this moment right here today, and not, second guessing exactly what your higher self has planned for you. And that's something that's a really tough thing for a lot of people. And the reason I can say this is because I've been there. I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. I've had a lot of things and traveled across, the U.S. Or I've even, traveled around the world. I remember one time flying to Hong Kong to go get custom-made suits made, and it was just, that was the reason. There was nothing else other than go to Hong Kong, get some custom-made suits, and then fly back home. I mean, that's kind of fun. And then there's been times where we're having rice and pancakes for the entire week because that's where we are financially. So there's all these little things, and it's all a process. And I want to share something with you too that really will really hopefully set your mind at ease. And it's that there are no wrong choices. And I say this because we always talk about, well, I don't want to make the wrong choice and I'll be off my path and I'll be straight. It's, you know what? The fact of it is that all path leads to the one that you're on now. There are no wrong paths. There is just the path that you are on, and it doesn't matter what decision you make, what rights you make, what wrongs you make. You are living your path, and there is nothing for you to ever judge or feel bad about, because when you start to feel bad about anything, that's just your awareness kicking in anyways, and that's a good thing. So realize that you're not feeling congruent with who you are, the decisions that you've made, and switch them. There's no need to feel guilty. There's no need to do anything other than to start focusing on what you want and start making the right decisions again. Because, like I just said, there's no wrong choices. So just keep focusing on what you want and go towards it. Spirit will always travel before you to keep you on safe ground, okay? You're never going to die early. Sounds funny, but everybody has their time. They have only this time to be able to make the choices and make the differences that they can make. So treat it as such. Just know that when your time is there is no getting out of it. You are here, and so you need to live fully and in the right space, right here, right now, and start moving forward. And again, so just keep moving forward and don't wait for anything, okay? Just go, and that's where life starts to unfold. When you start seeing resistance, and you start to experience resistance, like things just aren't flowing for you, step back a little bit and just make sure that that's really coming from your higher self, okay? Because remember, everything that comes from your higher self, your spiritual, goes right into your mental, and then it becomes physical. And that's the process. And so that's one of the reasons why I meditate twice a day. I start off my morning with a meditation, going through my day and giving thanks and being grateful. And then at the end of my day, I relive that day, and then I give thanks and I'm grateful, and then I'm letting myself go, and I'm literally sending out myself, spirit, before me for that night, so to be able to plan my next day. And that's the way things roll for me. And again, we're all on this path. We're all on the same exact path. They're all on the same journey. And so remember that, because this is only step 2, and it's all about your free will. And the fact of it is that, you can be exposed to this information. And the fact of it is that you have the decision and the choice to make here to actually do something about it.